Hey everybody. Everything okay? Something wrong? I don't know. We're gonna play some more with stuff. I have to go back to basic P and chat. Whoop. Go back to basic P and chat. Can you guys see when I play the game? I already got 4 people watching. Oh yeah, it's running fine. It's not running amazing, but that's okay. I'll take fine over amazing. It's working, my friends. It's working. Copy. Alrighty. Let's play Minecraft now. We're gonna play some. Ooh. Do you have VSync on? It's screen tearing. Crap. VSync. It's in Minecraft options. Sorry, I'm still adjusting some stuff. Sup? So Hush, if you're listening to me on the stream, just build build houses around the lake. That's the plan. I think this lake is gonna be a local hub. I have one of my friends, Josh Dehoff. He's from my school. He built a house down by these 2 wooden pillars over here. So yeah. So these 2 pillars represent where Josh's place is. It's across this side of the bay, but you have the whole surrounding area of this lake to live. So yeah, if you need anything, just ask me. I'm gonna be working on my house and a farm I've been working on. So free to do as you will. If either of you want to like move in with me or something, yeah, I'd say so. I think it's fine. VSync on. Oh, video settings. VSync. Whoa. Is that better, Jarrett? My frames dropped a ton, but it's still playable. Is this peaceful? Yeah, it is. I did that so we can get crap done. If anybody's just now getting on the stream, don't forget to if you have Minecraft, join the game. I know it probably sounds like empty right now. Is my music off? Yeah. Get a little something going. Okay, I guess Minecraft audio is not going to be ruly today. I need to do something real quick. Hashu, would you be willing for me to Steam chat you? That be... the only rules I really have... Okay, good. I don't think it's that big of an issue. My frames are fine now. Anyway, let's call Hosh Jubs. This is the first time in any media he's actually talked on my channel. I'm actually really excited. Oh, here goes, dudes. Whew, the Hosh Jubs. Let's see if it's showing up on the stream. You guys hear it, don't you? He didn't pick up. That's okay, though. It's okay. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into live streaming. It took me forever to fix my settings to run Minecraft. But I'm trying to get back into live streaming so I can connect with my friends and my fan base, which overlap a little bit. So I can connect with people more, and they can be on my channel and collab with me in art and with gaming, because I love playing games. So let me call him again. Hush, I Steam called you. You didn't do jack. You found me on a new vid? What the? Don't worry, we're losing viewership too, which makes me really happy about this stream. Got a new sub. Yeah, the night is young. Night is young. Let's see where that comes from. That's funny. Hey, Jin. Brennan, the funniest thing happened. So, one of my new subscribers just commented on the stream saying he found you in a popular MMO's video. Is that the channel, the 14 mil channel you were talking about? Because I know of him. I haven't watched his content since I was like a kid, but I know he exists. So can you confirm that's whose channel you're on? Ah, crap. Are you even still on the stream? It's still happening. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. God, my frame rate just got ate up for a second. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman. Is that Hosh Jubs? Can you hear me all right? 1 second. 1 second, Hosh. 1 frickin' second. Hosh, it's me. I'm here. Hello? Do you hear me? Hosh? Are you getting me at all? Okay. How about now? Hosh, I reset my default. So this might fix it. It might have done. Okay, how about now? Nothing? What the? Okay, we'll do the default one then. God, that's so stupid. Okay. Okay, how about now? Oh my gosh. Hello. Okay, so the test works. Oh my god. Why does it do this? Why? Hosh, you can see. Well, you can't see because the window's covered, but I've reset my default like 3 times on Steam. Oh my gosh, was that it the whole time? It changed the freaking default to push to talk, and I didn't have push to talk key, so I fixed it. Turn the stream off. There's an echo now of me being pissed off. Okay, Hosh, I was so pissed about trying to get this stupid OBS to cooperate with anything I played. Oh, that's one thing I've been meaning to talk about since my stream comeback. I've been irate. I've been irate. Because my encoder gets overloaded so easy because my computer's a freaking potato. So it just wouldn't stream. It'd be like, oh, you're playing. Yeah. So I'd be playing. I think it's really because I play with the settings too much. I think that's the truth. Oh, did I say pissed? Oh, wow. Yeah, piss is really a curse word. Ooh. Hey, that is not advertiser friendly. I don't care about advertiser friendly, dude. I have like 85 copyright claims from music alone. Oh yeah, you know what's really crappy? I got a copyright claim in my Mario freaking video. Oh no, my last live stream, which I was gonna take down because it was a mess, because of Mario 64 stuff. The theme music played, and Nintendo is like, "Oh, gimme." Yeah, I have a lot to be angry about. First of all, like, uh, what's it called? Oh yeah, I'm mad because. Oh, wait, I lost train of thought. Why am I being retarded? Oh, because see, I'm not even close to advertiser friendly. I tried to run Mario 64, which I did. I recorded a YouTube video because I wanted to jack around Mario 64 because it's a very fun game. It is just a little vignette, little stupid, silly thing because Mario Odyssey was coming out and I didn't get a Switch for Christmas. I'm not bitter or anything. I just wanted to drop a hot meme on the fact that this new cool Mario game came out, and so I was memeing on that. Meanwhile, oh yeah, by the way, my channel is growing really well, and we're almost at 5K total views, and that's halfway to 10,000, which means I can monetize. Heyo. So if I keep grinding and maybe have a breakthrough somewhere, because what's weird is my new content isn't growing, but there's a few videos that are sitting on the back burner that just keep rising up, and it's really interesting. I won't say I'm happy about it. I'll just say it's interesting. Say at least. Thanks. Oh my god, I can't even disconnect it. I'm scared. It's back up now. That was weird. Last time it did that, all hell broke loose. Brady about had a mental breakdown last time it happened. The game is very, very old. Ooh, whoa, huge lag spike. Well, that was a server. That wasn't me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Holy crap, I'm getting some weird spikes right now in game. Must have some bandwidth issues upstairs. Anyway, yeah, so it would overload from Mario 64, and then I thought, okay, I'll just do a bare bones stream. No Mario, no Minecraft, no nothing. I'll just do like webcam. I'll just do Q&A. I was like, we'll do as bare bones as possible. The encoder gets overloaded and it reconnects, connects, reconnects, connects, and then that was the night the Comcast thing happened, and I wanted to blow my brains out. So you can see how I would be discouraged. And then the next time I live streamed, I did it on my phone because I didn't want to have to deal with the difficultness. So yeah. And plus I wanted to put my music out more on my channel. I'm still working on that right now. I played around with like um, adding stuff to one of my songs so I could play with it in Audacity and then make a music video maybe. Because I'm in a class at my school called photography, which is literally just it's just videography. It's not even photography. I don't know why it's called photography. And we're talking a lot about film and recording stuff. So yeah, I was just thinking about using like one of my songs in a video. So I was like, oh, that'd be interesting to like get a good audio track, so I don't have to. Congrats, I guess. Jen just found a cave. It's cool because that's that is next level. I'm hoping other people either watch the stream or join the game. Yes. Okay, Josh is back. He's the guy. Well, you're Josh too, but he lives across this fork of the river by this little mountain with this waterfall. So yeah. Hey, he's on the stream now. So yeah, and Jarrett said he'd come in later too. So it's not just gonna be us. I hope. Because I just wanted this to be kind of a little fun thing we do every now and then. When I pop open the stream, we just kind of all hang out Minecraft. Make like a little, just make like a little civilization. Just kind of hang out. Not because, well, part of the reason is when I was a kid, me and my friends had like a Minecraft server. We did basically that. We had a town and like a society and like government, which would be interesting. But I'm trying to go about it. I'm trying to go about it more loosely. I'm just trying to let this all hang out. We all know the game very well. We're old. Let's just chill. Less rules, more. Yeah, less rules, more just chilling out. That's why it's in peaceful mode. I'm gonna wait for us. Even if we were to go into easy, I'd wait for there to be an infrastructure, like houses and maybe even roads to the houses, and it's well lit and like not a barren wasteland. Yeah, I think this stream will set. Sorry, go ahead. What you're saying? Yeah, no, it's a school night for me and stuff. I just felt like it because I got it back together, and you'd be surprised the turnover I have on streams. People actually will, for some reason, I get more views on streams. People will sit through them comparatively to like my Christmas specials, something I put effort into. I have a question about that. If you care to enlighten me, does Tanner know? Oh my God! See, so I think it was the day after. I posted the video up on Instagram and I tagged him in the thumbnail picture and put the link there. Okay? Doesn't get it. He doesn't respond. He doesn't ask me anything about it. He must think it's like a mistake. Okay? Doesn't ask me. Then later, I Snapchat him the link and he says, haha, that looks fun. I'll watch it later. And I went, ooh, and got really excited. Somebody's got to get in to watch it because I want freaking drama. I want a freaking ocean should just chaos. So that way attention is brought to the video and people from Eaton watch it. That was the plan. To cause outrage. That was the plan. And then it was extremely underplayed because nobody cares. It's the truth. No one was like, oh, really? That happened? No one was paying any attention. I don't know. We might, if I had a bigger fan base, I would make it our duty to just keep copy pasting it to him and sending it to him until he watches it. I might do that. I might do it every day, the rest of this week, without any context. I'll just keep going to different accounts. I'll go to Instagram and do it after he blocks me on Snapchat. Excuse me. I have no idea who that could be. Well, I do. I have to thank you because, like, if you guys hadn't shown me that video that one day, oh my gosh, I sat on that video for I'm trying to think. I sat on that video for months. I really did. With it in the back burner thinking, "Oh, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later." And then conveniently Christmas rolled around and I went, "Oh my gosh, it's the perfect time." I was so excited. Words can't describe how much fun I had making that video. It was so great. And another thing too is it was kind of like combining my two oh god, huge leg spike. It was kind of like combining the two types of videos I'd done recently. It was a reaction style video with some skit stuff and some more silly off the handle stuff, and it was just so much fun and it was easy to make. And another thing is, no one saw it coming. There wasn't any like high pressure. Like, well, there kind of was because I kept talking about, well, I'm gonna drop my Christmas special soon. I'm gonna do my Christmas special, like to everybody I knew. I was like, well, once I shoot my Christmas special, quit talking about Reem. They don't know who he is. Well, I mean, yeah, most people don't know who he is. I know who he is because I know him. Talking about one of our teachers. He used to coach football with my dad back in the day. He's a geography slash history teacher, and everyone thinks he's nuts, but he's not. It's kind of a character he plays. He's all into conspiracy theories. It gives it. Well, they're interesting, yeah, but he buys into a lot of them. And what's interesting about him though is it's cool because it like gives him power. You can tell like it makes him happy to learn this because he feels like he knows something that nobody else knows. He's like, ooh, you know what I mean? So that's at least the rationalization for it. But I like a lot of not every theories have, but some of them have some good valor. What? Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that. Well, I kind of wanted to say some of that for on the weekly because I knew that you would tear it apart. Now, for the record, I like the movie. I might crank you up in the desktop audio so they can hear you better because this is some good stuff. There's a lot of things with that movie that I don't understand. Creative choice, but that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I just am very mixed on it because my two of my friends, like Jarrett and Ben, were like irate. They're like hashtag not my Star Wars, and well, more like hashtag not my Luke. And I said, yeah. Yeah, no, the Empire, well, not the Empire, but the First Order should be in trouble now. Yeah, I know. Hey, Is your Minecraft name Hosh underscore Jebs?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. I'm coming. I'm TPing to you so I can TP Jin to me, cause he's lost.
The classic Minecraft thing when you're lost in a cave.
All right, slash TP. I did it backwards. I did it Brady Rockstar Jin Gate Crafter. Jin Gate Crafter to Brady Rockstar. Oopsie daisy.
And should I even bring up the fact that you now have a villain that's not even that scary?
I like Kylo Ren a lot.
I
I
like Kylo Ren. It's just Snoke was so cool, and like they built
eh.
him up so much.
I will say they built him up a lot. And my favorite joke Red Letter Media has made about everything, they're like, I like twists that make movies less interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen their video on it. I'm trying to think because like J.J. Abrams is directing Episode 9. Like I'm trying to figure like what he's gonna do because like he obviously set so many things up,
Well,
but
I don't know.
it's like
That episode,
yeah.
episode 8 infuriates me because they, like, Ryan Johnson wrote them into a wall. Where are they going to go?
Like it felt
What
like
can you do?
it felt like Episode 9. Honestly, like I feel like
Yes.
that should have been the final episode.
There was a
Like
sense of finality. Like, that was it.
yeah. And like there's like so many things like there's so many scenes like that feel like that it's subpar directing, but then like there's others like where it feels like great directing, like when Luke Skywalker dies, or like there's the setting twin sun
Yes, it's
scenes. Like
beautiful. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
but then we have the casino planet.
The prequel planet.
Are we just like yeah? Are we just not gonna talk about that Rose and
Shh,
Finn
shh, shh.
freed the
Mm-mm.
animals, but
Mm-mm.
not the slave children?
That's the real victory. Okay? You don't understand.
That's the real victory.
God, that.
And they didn't even find the guy they were looking for. So that subplot makes
What,
why
the
did the
master.
purple hair lady just tell Poe?
Yeah, I hated that too. And also, I loved how she was kind of like flirting with him, but she kind of hated him too. She's like, oh, calm down, flyboy.
She's like, calm down,
But she's like,
flyboy.
I hate
That
you.
entire subplot didn't even have to happen.
No, why is. Okay, question. Why is there 8 subplots?
Yeah.
It felt like the movie could never chill out. It was just like, go, 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 go. You know what I mean?
It felt like it was a Star Wars movie that wanted to be different, but then like it didn't want to be different. Cause like first off, when Kylo Ren and Rey teamed up, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna team up. They're gonna make something different. They're gonna go against the Jedi and
Yes!
the Sith. They're gonna make
Yes!
something. But then he just turns evil again. He's just like, well, I'm evil again. Leia, Mary Poppins, Leia, Superman.
Yeah, well, I kind of. I'm the minority. I didn't mind that.
Brady, that's the scene I was talking about when I had to put my hands in my.
I didn't mind that. I know that sounds terrible. It's just, to me, this is what makes me different than most people, and they don't understand. To me, I didn't grow up with Star Wars. Star Wars to me is not
Me neither.
sacred. I watched all the movies when I was 15 years old. So, and I watched the prequels right after because I watched the original trilogy and then I watched 7 when it came out. And then I saw the prequels and I went, oh my god, Star Wars can be bad. And I saw what makes a bad Star Wars movie. If you, they even qualify as Star Wars movies because they don't really fit the rest of the trilogy thematically barely, but within tone and the way it's shot and the character, it just doesn't really feel like Star Wars. So,
You, you know one thing I've noticed about Star Wars I don't honestly get, and I wish they would do more.
what?
Like, I know like people like didn't like the prequels, but like it feels like in like the main trilogy, like they never talk about the Clone Wars at all, even though like it just happened like 40
They
years
do.
ago. You think they would
There's
talk
one
about
mention.
no? But you think there'd be more talk
That's
about it?
enough. That's all you need.
But
Ask
we're
George.
just gonna talk about how there was a clone army and a droid army. Like no one cares.
My question is, why haven't now they explain it away in the Battlefront games in the old ones? Because the
Yeah.
stormtroopers destroyed the droid factory, which I thought was cool. Cool little crossover episode.
I watched your live stream of that game. I know.
But my question is, why didn't the rebels utilize the battle droids? How cool would that have been? Turning it back on the.
been so cool.
I think there should be a. If I were to write a Star Wars comic, there would be an episode where he goes into an old droid like episode, but there would be a story where they're trapped in an old droid factory, and they get turned. They all like wake up somehow. They get like they're on, and they start trying to kill him. Think of it like in Asylum. Well, you don't watch Doctor Who, do you? Dang it.
Wait, I do watch Doctor Who.
Asylum of the Daleks. Remember that story? Season 7, something like that, but with like super battle droids and droidecas and the Roger Rogers.
So nice. Like I just feel
Like in it,
Obi-Wan Kenobi says one thing about the Clone Wars, like
there was a Clone
Wars,
Wars years ago. Your father
like,
was a good friend.
father fought in it.
Your father fought in the Clone Wars.
Like I get like the original trilogy because it was made before the prequels, but I just feel like can we get like it doesn't feel connected. Like the prequels feel like so disconnected, like from like the rest of the trip, like from the rest of the series.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Because no one likes them.
That's not the reason. It's because the original trilogy was shot on location with practical effects occasionally and some computer effects that were very early. And then you got Computer Mania, the prequels, which
I would love to see them like try like to do some prequel stuff like with practical effects like the battle droids and stuff. Like
they
imagine
would
that
look
would be
so
really
cool.
cool.
Well,
Like
originally
it looks so
they had whoever the effects guy was do them in stop motion like the AT-ATs. I'm pretty sure. They did the super battle droids with stop motion. Well, not super, but battle droids. I mean, the Roger Rogers in slow motion on. See, because I think Episode 1 could have been something. That's because like all the other ones, yeah, but the sins have already been committed. You know what I mean? If you were to go back and try to,
can't really change it now. It's too late.
but if we were to go back to something like Episode 1 and fix that, that sets a whole new precedent. You know.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time till Disney's like, we're gonna do remakes of the prequels.
I don't think they'll do that. I feel like no one like wants to honestly touch that at
I
all.
would. I would be the idiot who would be hard-headed enough to want to do that. I would cast a better Anakin in a heartbeat. I would rewrite him. I,
I'm just wondering like where they're gonna take the Star Wars movies because like have you heard like about the box office drop offs for the
oh,
last
I don't
year
want to
and a
talk
half
about
with
it.
the
It really
movies?
makes me sad.
Like I don't know. Like I honestly, even though I have problems with it, I enjoyed the movie, but I don't see like why people are hating it this much.
In my mind, Star Wars has not been sacred because of me being so cynical about the Hollywood scape in film.
Oh
And
yeah, of course it's not.
at this point, I expect to be disappointed.
Yes, I mean, honestly, I expect that I'm going to go in, I'm gonna enjoy myself, but there are gonna be parts that I don't like because it's a movie, it's a blockbuster.
And for the record, in Episode 4, crucify me. There are parts I don't like at Episode 4.
Oh yeah, of course there's
I
parts
think
I
the
don't like. I
pacing
didn't say
sucks.
that.
I think there's cheesy scenes. Now,
But people,
5 is practically perfect.
nostalgia. Oh, five is my favorite one, just with the way it's set up.
5 is practically perfect, as you see me hold up to the camera on the stream, my copy of Empire Strikes Back. It's
Oh, I
perfect.
can't see. I'm not watching the stream because
It's pretty funny. I have the tin case from when The Force Awakens came out. And they did all the collectors ones. Jarrett got it for me for Christmas. Good movie right here. Favorite Star Wars movie. Easy.
yeah, good movie. I just
6 is all right.
honestly, have you heard the theory? And I hope this is true. I hope J.J. Abrams does this.
Rey is the reincarnated Anakin Skywalker.
No.
Ah.
That Snoke is so powerful that he let himself die because he's so powerful in the Force that he can exist like on some spiritual plane and just come back in like another physical form. Like I hope that because like, I don't understand like how like, they could just kill him off like that easily. Like I want there to be like some greater purpose.
You know what'd be
Like
creepy?
they would just kill off their what?
If in the first act of the film, they're fighting the First Order or something. Somehow they mysteriously get destroyed in battle, like just all gone. And then you see like a horde of all these like like soldiers, or maybe the First Order. Okay, what I'm saying is, what if Snoke was so powerful in the Force, he makes like a hive mind and controls all the First Order members and has like this giant army of like Snoke zombies. They're not really zombies, but drones that will do anything he wants.
I don't know, man. This is starting to sound like Justice League.
No, and there'll be a big beam in the sky, and the team,
A
the
big
team,
laser in
the
the sky.
downtown, and the team's got to get together,
Right.
and they.
Coruscant, the downtown Coruscant.
No, I think they should. I think they should also reuse old worlds. We've seen enough new
Yeah,
stuff.
like I've like always wondered that. Like, why do like they never go back to Naboo or
That's what I was gonna say. Naboo would be a really cool place to go back and see fights there.
one thing? Like, there's like that scene where they're just like, "Oh, we called for help, but nobody's helping." Like, what what you're telling me like that? I get like there's like a new republic and there's like this new government, but you're telling me like that places like Naboo like would just like not have any weapons to help the resistance after like they were just under an oppressive empire for 30 years.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about Luke Skystalker for a little bit? Not, I'm not gonna talk about him very long, but
Not well. What is there about? What is there to say? Not even Mark Hamill like that version of Luke
I
Skywalker.
don't know because in an official statement on Twitter, he said that he enjoyed the film and he liked playing Luke Skywalker.
But Brady, the thing I've noticed is that he said that after the
I
Jedi
know
Fallen
that's my
happened.
point.
He,
I'm
I
just.
feel like he was pushed by some other force to say that.
What makes you say that,
Have you
Disney?
seen like yeah? Have you seen like his facial reactions like when he's sitting next to the director on premiere night? He looks dead inside. He looks like somebody reached in his soul and hurt him.
Well, you also need to realize, like he got robbed in episode.
7.
Yeah, he.
Honestly, I like how they set it up in episode 7 though. Like you just see him and he's
No,
fine.
that's a good setup, but this isn't the first episode of a TV show. This is the first episode of Star Wars. This can't be like Stranger Things and have 11 in the last 5 seconds of an episode. Luke should have been in the film a little
I'll
more.
be honest.
Not physically,
I
but I
feel
think in
like
flashback form maybe would have been fine.
I feel like what's disappointed me the most from episode 8 is I feel like if you're gonna have a 3-part trilogy, every movie needs to set up to something, and I feel like episode 8 just sets up to nothing. Like episode 7, like set up all this stuff. Like wow, Rey's on the island. There's Luke Skywalker. Oh, Finn, he's hurt. The Resistance they just won, but what are they gonna do next? Episode 8. Well, we're on this planet. We just got off this planet. Well,
Yeah, I felt like the third act of the film was very sloppy too. Like the film, while crazy, kind of had a direction. It felt like it was going somewhere. And then you get to the third act when they're on Discount Hoth and they're like, "There's salt here," and I'm like, "Let me guess,
so
Luke's."
I love the scene like of the guy who just like runs his fingers through it and he's just like salt.
You know what I want to do? I want them to get a worse take of that and put it in the DVD release. So he just like licks the ground. Salt. Like
One thing
makes
that
no
I also like
sense.
about that scene, like where they're setting up in the trenches, like I've noticed like that it's really similar like to Hoth, like
Yeah,
from
that's
The
the
Empire
point.
Strikes Back. There's like the guys with the. I like that though. Like that was
No,
like a
visually
nice
it looked
little
really
callback.
nice. I
Yeah,
w-
like it was like a nice callback to it.
well, that's one thing I thought was super funny is there were a lot of callbacks to other Star Wars movies in it, and everyone knew them. They didn't have to hide them. You know,
Yeah.
like when she's in the throne room. I'm like, never seen this before. Let me guess, she's gonna throw him down a pit. Is Kylo gonna turn good? Hmm. Because what's good about that for the movie, this is me speaking from a critical point of view of why the twist could have worked. They were in the throne room, so we're immediately thinking, oh, it's gonna be just like Episode 6. We saw Episode 7. They copied other movies constantly. They copied 4 the whole time. It's gonna be a repeat of 6, obviously. Someone's gonna turn and they're gonna save the day. It's fine. We expected that, or maybe devastation. We don't know. And then what ruined the twist is they showed it happening. Why? Because
Honestly,
they did a
I feel
twist reverse twist, really.
it's it's so dumb. Like it's like the scene like was set up senses every inch, but yet like he can't hear like the rusty lightsaber rattling towards it. Like it makes
I
no.
can
It's
feel
like
your every
that's why I
intention.
feel like he's like gonna come back somehow because like they like set it up so dumbly for him to just
It's a
die
clone.
like
It's a
that.
clone. He was there before the Clone Wars, so he's a
Oh my
clone.
god, if he's a clone, lady, I'm already not excited to see episode
No,
9.
he
It might
force
be getting
projected
more
himself.
spoilers.
He wasn't there.
Where okay, so like a force projection. Where are all these new powers coming from?
I don't care because that was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting, but it's just like I don't get like where. Also, I thought the Force Ghost like could like not even like could barely even talk. Like, what are they causing lightning strikes in
In
this
episode 6 they
episode?
had full conversations.
Yeah, they could talk, but they couldn't cause lightning storms.
I don't want to talk about that because that scene's too funny and I want to watch it every day of my life. Cuz it's
I
like
mean,
We're Media talked about how like and it's true, Yoda's acting like Yoda from episode 5, like fake Yoda. He's pretending to like test Luke. Like he's acting like,
yeah, yeah,
kooky I
he's
am."
acting like goofy. Oh, and guess what? Just because they destroyed that tree, it means nothing. Because I don't know if you noticed, but on the Millennium
She took
Falcon,
'em.
Ray had all those books.
She
She
took
had all
'em.
those books with her, so them destroying that means nothing.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought was dumb. Now, it would have been cool if she had say one.
Yeah,
That would have been fair. Oh, she took a book. That's nice.
but she has all of like that's like the main problem I have with the movie. Like they tried to do like all these twists, but then they like reverse it. They're doing
Yes.
something edgy, but like they don't want to do it at the same time.
Again, the twists that make the plot less interesting.
I I like the movie, but there's just so many things that confuse me about it.
Oh, yeah, what was I gonna say? Something else that was confusing to me that I wanted to comment on. Oh, so if I've been telling people 1,000 times this, if you're gonna shoot the Snoke scene, keep his bottom half out of the frame, and keep where Kylo has his lightsaber out of the frame, so you don't know what he's gonna do. And then maybe pan in on
Yeah,
Ray and make her be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die. This is how I'm gonna end. I was supposed to be the one who's supposed to reignite the flame and save the new resistance. This is how I'm gonna go." And then, because again, that scene from her perspective would have been so interesting. And then, he's like, "I know your every intention," and it just shows him in the throne room from the waist up. He's like, "Yes, hurt your worst enemy," and they have that moment. And then you hear a lightsaber go off, and Rey's like, and she clinches. And then again, the frame cuts back to Snoke, and his face is starting to relax, and you see his body slide, and he falls over. He killed him with Anakin's light. They show Anakin's lightsaber, and then Rey goes, "What?" How cool would that have been? An actual
yeah.
build up.
This yeah. First off, let me just say, Snoke's supposed to be the most powerful Force user in the
Gets
galaxy,
murdered.
but yet the guards put up more of a fight than he does.
I loved the guards. Their designs are
I
so
know.
silly. And they fought really awkwardly too. Also, one criticism I heard that I thought was super funny: two lightsabers are never touched in the movie.
What?
They never touch
What?
ever.
Why does that matter?
Well, I'm a big fan of limited lightsabers because I think the prequels are like, look, lightsaber.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a fan of that. You know, there was some actually good choreography in that scene.
Oh, oh, I loved that scene. That's probably my favorite scene in the movie. We got a glimpse.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene. I was actually like even though there was like the Princess Leia scene, like it's not often where a movie makes me smile,
Oh
but
wow,
like
you're
that
getting
scene made
butthurt.
me actually
Boo-hoo.
smile.
Pardon me for
Look,
having an opinion.
we're not we're not Star Wars fans. We're movie fans in general. Look, saying that a movie does not have problems just because it's Star Wars is killing cinema. That's just killing cinema.
Ooh, and making excuses for movies because their franchises is not good
Yeah,
either.
it's our duty to complain
Yeah,
about these movies.
it's our right.
Like, like I'm gonna buy the movie when it comes out on
Oh yeah,
DVD.
I'm gonna buy
But it's not
seven
my
too.
thing.
I need to buy
I just
seven.
don't know where they're gonna go with 9. Like, what happened? Like, the new order. Oh, also, I'm not sure if you happened, but I saw this, but when Kylo Ren like was knocked out in that throne room, dude, General Hask was about to pull
I
out that
liked that
blaster.
moment. I thought that was a good
Yeah,
moment.
I like that. It's about time we get a good ginger villain in a
Well, not
movie.
just that, but have a good character moment for Hux. Hux has been a freaking pain in the butt and made fun of the whole film, and then they give him a good
Because
character moment, and I was like, that's pretty
everyone
funny.
makes fun that the actor overacts, but
That's the
honestly, I
joke.
think he does. Yeah,
That's like saying, oh well, Yoda sounds weird. I don't like the way he talks.
honestly, I wish, I honestly wish that Hask like would have like just fought Kylo like right there.
No, I thought would have been really cool
What?
if after Ray, if Kylo Ren turned, whatever, didn't turn,
Mm-hmm.
again have that moment of connection. They don't have to say anything. They could just look at each other and do the hand thing again. Just like
Ben Swallow.
Ben Swallow could stare at Ray, could be future wife Swallow, and they just kind of have a moment there again. I thought would be interesting. And then she betrays him and pulls out her lightsaber and starts trying to fight him, and he ducks last second, and she's like, I'd never join you. And they have like a little episode six
Also
moment
makes me
there,
mad.
and they fight for a little bit, and then maybe Hux comes in and says, we're pinned down. We need to get out of here now, or they're getting away. And he's like, I'm busy.
Hey Brady,
Yeah.
you want to
Sorry.
know something?
What?
You want to know something, Brady? How
What?
come? How come they couldn't shoot the main rebel ship, but yet they can shoot the rebel transports that are farther away than the main ship?
I didn't get that either. That makes no sense.
Like honestly, I honestly don't like Ray as a character anymore because what
Oh.
Ben Solo was offering was honestly pretty good. He was literally just like, yeah, let's stop the Sith, let's stop the Jedi, let's create a better world. Let's just stop all this two-sided crap. Let's create a better world together. Let's just join forces and create a better. And then she just like, no, I love my resist friends. And
No, I don't watch South Park. I'm an intellectual. I watch Rick and Morty and The Simpsons and Futurama. I don't watch lowbrow stuff like South Park or Family Guy. I'm too good for that.
but it's just like,
I'm kidding. I would watch that probably. Not Family Guy though. Never, never. Seth MacFarlane is Satan. Yeah, that movie. See, I'm getting exhausted because I get so passionate because I despise Rogue One so much for a lot of these similar reasons. But nobody holds Rogue One up to that standard.
also, hey, also Rogue One. Why doesn't anyone bring up anything about the prequels? It literally happened like 10 like
Yeah, and also when the Imperial dude came by, wouldn't they look a little more like in the intro? Wouldn't they look a little more prequel era?
yeah, like
Not the
one thing I
technology,
did
but with the
like though,
soldiers.
one thing I did like though was that Leia's adopted father was there like for 30 seconds and he's just like, "Oh, I'm going to go to Alderaan and warn them about the Death Star."
Poor guy.
And then it gets blown up.
It'd be really funny if. Well, what I hate about Rogue One is I thought Rogue One would happen, say, 4 years, 5 years before, you know?
You know what? You
No,
know
it
what was a
happens like
really
five
missed
minutes
opportunity?
before the trilogy starts.
You know what was a really missed opportunity?
What?
In Rogue One, why didn't like we get like we should have like gone to Alderaan. Like
Yeah!
we
We've
should have
never
gone
been to
there for him
Alderaan.
to actually see Alderaan before it get, blown up.
It would have been really interesting if there was like a siege of Alderaan. Like there was some reason the Empire had to go there and try to kill Basil Oregano, and it just would have been really a really interesting place because we've never seen it before.
Yeah, what does Alderaan look like? What are their lives like?
You know what it looks like?
Naboo's a pretty interesting place. Imagine how cool that Alderaan.
You know what Alderaan looks
No, we're
like?
talking about Alderaan before it was blown
No,
up.
Alderaan looks like a bunch of asteroids. Or what does he say? He's like, it's a bunch of meteors. But this is right where Alderaan's supposed to be.
Look at that moon. That's not a moon. That's there was another giant laser that they had to try to destroy with ships.
I'm not
But
gonna
the
comment on
laser
that.
actually went off this time.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Their big door. But where did that thing even come
Oh,
from?
can we
What did
talk
they
about
do?
where do they have the money for this? Weren't they just like underdogs like 5 minutes ago?
Well, like in like the books or something, they were literally saying like apparently like the First Order somehow has built like 20 star destroyers, and they're like laying siege like to all like the major planets in the galaxy.
Which is
But
cool, but
why? But I want to see scenes of the other planets getting sieged though. Like I want to know what's going on in the rest of the galaxy. Like why like do we have to just focus on these guys? Like why do we have to be like in a like isn't there like anyone trying to rebel like on Coruscant or Naboo? Like is there no one doing
yeah,
anything?
even like a sand planet. No one's. Oh, also, can you guys hear Hoshwell on the stream? I just want to make sure this conversation is sounding okay. Because you were a little. Jarrett said you were a little quiet earlier, and I cranked you. So, um, I don't know. One thing I was gonna talk about is let's talk about Rose for a little bit. Let's talk about the greatest Star Wars character. Let's talk about Rose
We
for a
can
little.
save the day with love.
We don't need to. It's not about fighting the things we hate. It's about saving the things we love. Like you, silly
Didn't you guys
Kiss.
like just blow up like an entire planet? Like
Yeah, didn't you just kill Phasma? If Finn wanted to be so loving, why didn't he say, "Come with me"? That would have been a cool moment too. He's about to kill her, and he goes, "Come with
bet
me,
you,
please."
Brady,
What?
I bet you $50 Captain Phasma is gonna be in the next movie.
You're gonna get beat very easily, very easily. Each time they were like,
She's gonna.
"Go on."
Also, did you notice that her armor could reflect blaster
That was
shots?
cool.
Why isn't every soldier wearing that?
You want to know why?
Why?
What's her armor made of? Do you know? I know, because I'm a nerd.
No, what is it? What is it, Brady? Inform me.
Welcome to What Is It, Brady, with Hosh and Brady. Today on What Is It, Captain Phasma's armor. Her armor is made out of a Nabooian cruiser that belonged to Senator Palpatine during the prequels. It's seen now as like a sacred. It was like a sacred ship.
Into a set of armor.
They took pieces of the ship and they turned it into a set of armor. And now it looks all freaking cool and reflective, which I like her design. And I like that it's the Emperor's thing. That's very cool.
Yeah, I like that. Knowing that actually puts my mind at ease.
And also ships, they said that ships, I don't think it would deflect it necessarily, but ships have strings. Well, strings. Have shields. So it kind of makes sense that her armor would deflect stuff. It's not normal grade armor.
Can I just say that I wish it would have been Princess Leia on that ship and not Purple Hair Lady.
It should have been Princess Leia. How cool would that have been?
That would have been such a cool ending. Like, what are they gonna do with her now? Concerning, she's kind of dead in real life.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know. I really do think it should have been her instead of Purple. Because imagine her, maybe, she's about to. Maybe this is how we find out Luke can force project. Well, she's about to go in there and she's like, "I got it. It's fine." And she gets into the controls and she's about to lock it in so she can go, run into it, like a deadlock, so she can't reverse it. And then there's Luke Skywalker in there with his Billy Mays get up when he's all Force ghosty, and he looks at her and he's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh my God," she's like, "Can't believe it's him," and they hug for a moment and he does the whole kiss forehead thing, and then he hands her the fuzzy die.
But wait, they can't hug because he's a projection.
He kisses her though.
I know that. Why did the dice disappear?
Why did he have the fuzzy dice? It's not possible.
Hey Brady, you wanna know why they had those dice? They're probably gonna be in the Han Solo movie. It's probably like he's probably gonna find those in the Han Solo movie.
I guess. What's up, bruh?
I don't even want to see the Han Solo movie.
Thanks.
I'm just so done with like a lot. Like it's been 3 years in a row of Star Wars.
I think we need a break.
Like honestly, I would be fine if like they took like a 5-year hiatus, like to make Episode 9 like the best it possibly could be. and like to release it.
You know, the film student in me agrees with you, but the comic book fanboy says, well, because I'd rather them wait like 3 years. Being realistic with how patient I really am, 3, maybe 2 years, maybe more.
Oh yeah, yeah. Five's a little bit too much like for a movie, but just like enough time like to let it cook in the oven for a bit, let it simmer.
I also feel like 8 did not spend much time in the writing room. I really feel like it didn't.
Oh, did you have you not heard? I'm not sure if this is true or not, but apparently like they like already had like a script all written out for the Last Jedi, but then Ryan Johnson like completely like rewrote it. Apparently like J.J. Abrams like literally read the script for the Last Jedi on the plane ride to the Force Awakens opening.
Oh my gosh, Ryan Johnson, why?
I think like he literally just read the script for The Force Awakens and then like wrote like another script like without knowing like what
You
was
should have
like
at least
going
seen
on.
what Abrams was thinking about. That's fair, I
Where are
think.
the Knights of Ren? Those guys looked cool.
Yeah. And how did they come into the betrayal story when Ben Swallow got mad at Luke and attacked him? We
No,
didn't.
like no, it was Luke who's like, oh man, screw this guy. But then Ben Swallow, I'm not sure if I should call Ben evil because he was kind of defending himself. I mean, like if I woke up and there was like a guy like with a weapon hold over me, I would
Well,
like.
the problem is, if Star Wars were more grounded, which it's not, he would ask, "What are you doing? Put that away." But instead, he goes "Wee!" and attacks him. Instead of asking, "What are you doing?" and freaking out, he just attacks him. What sense does that
You
make?
know, honestly,
That's my
I wish.
criticism. He should have
I
done something
honestly
else.
wish there would have been a scene where, because like they like showed like Luke's X-wing like in the water. I wish like he like would have like trained Ray like to lift that out of the water like as they
Yeah,
like to the fifth one. That
that's
would
a
have been like
cute
such a
callback.
cool. Like that would have been so cool. But then like she fails or something like to twist your expectations or and like that's why like he just uses like the projection instead of like flying his X-wing to the salt planet.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think if he's gonna project himself and die, why doesn't he just show up?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure why he died.
If
Like
okay,
I guess like he was just like so exhausted. He needed to
if from the
breathe.
beginning they knew they were gonna kill him, okay, this is an if. I think he should have been there in the flesh, and they should have just changed the script so he didn't get blown to smithereens before he could have done anything. And
I know people don't like. I know people like don't like the repeating thing, but what if what if Kylo Ren went to kill Luke Skywalker and he were to say the same exact thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi said to Darth Vader?
he did.
Is that too much?
He almost said the exact same thing. He said, "If you strike me down, I will." Well, it's different. Because Ben Kenobi says, "If you strike me down, Vader, I will become more powerful than you could ever imagine," and he kills him anyway. And then Luke says, "If you strike me down, I will always be with you," which is kind of a troll joke, saying that you can't get rid of me even if you kill me, which I thought was kind of funny. But what I think should have happened. Go on. Sorry.
Honestly, I feel like another missed point is that it was cool seeing Force Ghost Yoda, but
Yeah.
I really would have been happy if there was Force Ghost Ian McGregor. Like,
Wasted
imagine if there
opportunity.
was Force. Yeah, like, well, imagine if they actually got the guys back and there was Force Ghost Anakin Skywalker and Obi Wan Kenobi.
It was funny. Jarrett told me when the movie started, he looked at me dead in the face. He goes, "If there's no Force Ghost, I'm leaving. I'm walking out of the theater." One of the funniest things I've ever heard him say. He wasn't serious, but he goes, "I'm leaving. I'll walk out."
Wait, oh my god. Have you
Well,
ever noticed that when Yoda dies, he just disappeared? What if he was just a projection?
he
What
was
if
never.
Yoda's still alive?
Yoda was never
What if
there.
Yoda was just a Force projection? He was never there. I'm
um,
gonna be using the Last Jedi logic for the every time I watch a Star Wars movie now.
yeah. I thought would have been cool. We should have had the Anakin Force Ghost. You know what would have been really
You
funny?
know,
This okay, so you remember
Well,
good time to compliment the film again. Good character moment in the beginning when Snoke roast Kylo Ren for being a wannabe Darth Vader. That was funny.
oh yeah, I love that.
That scene was really well executed, and it didn't feel out of universe either. It felt totally like it made sense. He's like, "You need
Well,
to
the
stop
reason why
being a
like
fanboy."
I don't understand like why like he roasted him though about that, considering that Snoke was manipulating Kylo by saying he could be as powerful as Darth Vader and be like him to begin with. That
All,
kind of seems like kind of kicked yourself in the leg there.
all I gotta say is, um, if he's being, oh wait, I lost it. If he's being a Darth Vader fanboy because he has some weird complex with his grandfather, I think Snoke would take advantage to piss him off and make his hate more powerful so they can end the war faster. That's probably why he did it. He's like, "You're a loser. You suck." He's like, "No, I don't." And he goes out and kills like hundreds of rebels and comes back. Am I still a loser? Yes. Go kill more rebels.
They're not rebels. They're resistance fighters.
Whatever. It's the same thing. Star
I
Wars will
don't get
always
why
be the
they
same thing.
changed the name. I don't understand why they changed the name. Apparently, like people like have been saying like that in the Force Awakens, like they set up that they can like track people through hyperspace, but I don't remember
I don't remember that
any
either.
scenes like that in the
It would be
Force
interesting if maybe
Awakens.
if a friendly character did it and they kind of made it normal, you know? Like Han's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I know where they went. We tracked them through hyperspace. Come on, Chewie." And it's like kind of a, "Oh, you can do that?" And like maybe one of the characters says that, like Finn's like, "You can do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's some new cockamamie first order technology." You know what I mean?
honestly, like it feels like such a MacGuffin though that they have the ability to track them through hyperspace.
It's really
It feels
stupid.
like such a they barely talk about it and saying they're just like, well, we can track them through hyperspace.
Crap. I don't know what to do with this room to make this look nicer. Why does it keep raining? Game, bad game.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another
No, but
day.
you would have added to the Ben Swallow roast scene
Yeah.
if Ben went into his room pissed off. Okay, he's angry, super angry. Smashes his helmet in his room instead of the elevator. Maybe he's still in the elevator. Who cares? Okay, he's angry. He's slicing up the room like he did in Seven, and then all of a sudden you hear. And he turns around, and you can see his hair stand up on the back of his neck, and he's like chilled. He's like, What was that?" And then there's Anakin Skywalker in a hood. It's his ghost with a hood, a
What
black
if
hood on. Okay.
Anakin was just like? What if Anakin was just like, please don't make my mistake, and like that's like why like he killed, and like then he kills Snoke. That would have been kind of satisfying, actually.
If Vader told him to. Well, that's
Yeah,
why I
he's
think
just like,
it's
please
cool. There was
don't make
concept
my
art
mistake.
before Seven of an Anakin slash Vader Force Ghost, saying that his Force Ghost isn't all good necessarily. He can switch. So there's a face like it looks like his face is like part robotic, part skull on one side. I think that would be so cool if like Anakin was kind of Vader, kind of not. You know what I mean?
You know what? You know, yeah, I get that. But you know what would honestly have made me poop myself if it would have happened in the
What?
movie? What if like when Snoke like gets chopped in half? What if like he like just like would have like started laughing as he gets chopped in half? Like that would have been like imagine like that would have been like so creepy. Like if you like would just like start laughing or
I would have liked
something.
that actually in a weird way.
Because like again like with like that theory that I hope's true that like he can like just come back. Like he just like laughs because like he knows he's just gonna come back later.
Or maybe he's laughing at the filmmakers. He's like, "You really made this movie."
You really set me up for one whole movie just to do this? Okay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but it would
Oh
have
my
been
god,
cool for a character
don't even
moment.
get me started on that petition to remove The Last Jedi from Star Wars canon. Guys, Disney doesn't care. They're not gonna remove The Last Jedi from Star Wars
No,
canon.
there's no way. Sorry, fam. They're not gonna do that.
Like I get like that you're upset about some things, but trying to get get them to remove an entire movie from the can. That's not gonna happen.
Why is Disney messing my Star Wars? It's mine and nobody else's.
Like,
They should have given the script to me. I'm a filmmaker.
Brady,
Yes, dear?
what was your favorite movie of 2017?
Ooh, that's a great question.
You know, it's 2018 now. I mean,
It's been a long time.
yes, it has.
Um, I it's hard for me to kind of isolate. I know it sounds weird to say I can't isolate one film, but I enjoyed a lot of the films I saw. Realistically, I haven't seen the movie yet, but if I saw Logan, I probably would say Logan. But favorite movie of 2017, I probably
Hmm.
have like two, if not one. I was a big fan of Spider-Man: Homecoming because
I have yet to see that.
I followed its development very closely because I love Spider-Man and Spider-Man hasn't been done right in a long time, and he was, and I enjoyed the movie a lot. Now I do think it's flawed, and I do think it has some other problems that some Marvel movies have, but it kind of separated itself from the cinematic universe in a lot of ways thematically, and it felt a lot more intimate as a film compared to the other ones that have huge scale. It was just kind of focused on this kid, and he has to juggle being Spider-Man, and that's how it should be. And
Have you seen how many views the Infinity War trailer's gotten? It's insane.
now I will say I'm excited for that film, but only because I
Hmm.
want to see the characters interact. I doubt they can
Oh
make
yeah.
a riveting story out of that. I
See,
really do.
the problem with me is that it looks like a fun film, but like I haven't watched a Marvel movie like in the past 5 years, like so I have like no idea who all these
You
characters
might
are.
want to do that.
Like I know like who Captain America is, all those regular guys, but I don't know who Black Panther is. I
He's
have
in
never
Civil
seen
War.
Spider-Man. I've never even seen Guardians of the
You would
Galaxy.
love Guardians of the Galaxy. I was
No, no,
gonna.
I've seen Captain America Civil War,
Black Panther's in that.
but
Dumbo.
I know, but I mean like I don't like know like his character. Like I know Spider-Man, but like Black Panther, I don't know his character that much.
That's why they're making a movie,
And then
silly.
there was like Ant-Man in there too, and I've never I never saw that one.
Don't talk about that movie with Jared around. He hates that movie.
Why?
He just doesn't like it. He thinks it's really cringy. He says it's Marvel at its cringiest because he's a DC fanboy. Whoa,
How could you be a DC fanboy?
that is the best question I think you've ever asked.
There
I
is nothing to fanboy over to begin
He
with.
loves Zack Snyder. He's been on his
No, no,
knees
you're
giving Zack
lying.
Snyder
You're
this.
lying.
I'm not kidding. He's been on his knees giving Zack Snyder the suck for a long time. He just loves the guy.
How? Zack Snyder's like, I respect the guy for making movies, but his movies aren't good.
I respect Watchmen. That's it. Maybe
Oh
300.
yeah, I respect that, but Zack Snyder is not. I repeat, not a very good filmmaker. You want to
No.
know why Wonder Woman's the best DC movie?
Because
Because it
Zack
wasn't
Snyder has
Wonder
nothing to
Woman.
do with it.
Do with it, and still Wonder Woman's subpar.
Yeah, a lot of people give it too much credit. They're like, they see a semblance of good in a DC movie and they're like, oh my god, it's fantastic.
Jared's probably mad at me now. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't even care that much for comic book movies, but I'm gonna be honest. From my experience of what I've seen, I would much rather sit down and watch a Marvel movie because I know I'm gonna have probably a fun time watching that. Besides a DC movie where I feel like I'm gonna cut myself halfway through
Well,
it.
it's very funny because I saw Justice League opening weekend
Oh
and
my
I was
god.
so happy. Victory dance. I was waiting for that movie to crash and burn. I had my fingers crossed. It was the first time I had wished for a movie to fail, and I was so ready for it. And when it hit, I was overjoyed. People might think me sadistic or evil for that. I don't care. That cinematic universe needs to burn to the ground.
Even like the actors in that cinematic universe like are trying to leave. Like they like don't want to be a part. Like Ben Affleck's trying to leave right now. Like,
Yep.
he doesn't be Batman in that cinematic universe anymore.
Yeah, I will say though, ironically, I liked Justice League the most out of all the films. And I haven't.
haven't seen it,
No, I haven't seen Wonder
but
Woman.
Wonder Woman's okay. I mean,
Now, for the record, I liked Justice League because it felt
oh wow.
it felt like a DC movie pretending to be a Marvel movie in every way.
Oh,
And now that is because of a lot of people blame the reshoots on Joss Whedon, and it's the movies half Zack Snyder, half Joss Whedon, half studio. I firmly believe there was a lot of studio involvement, and that's plagued all the DC movies. Um, but still, cop outs and everything like studio involvement and other stuff. It's not that good of a film.
yeah.
It's nothing to freak out about at all.
For some reason, I seem to be lagging a lot.
Is it that bad? My frame rate's okay. It's not amazing.
I mean, like, I think it's like the server. Like, nothing's happening when I break. Oh, now it's working for like about a minute. Like nothing was happening when I was
That's
breaking
strange.
blocks.
Um,
Yeah.
that
But
movie is hilarious because it's so bad. I laughed. It was me and EP and Ben, and we were losing it. I couldn't contain my laughter a few times. People were getting mad, but I don't really care. The movie wasn't good.
did you see Superman's upper lip?
Yeah, oh yeah, I always thought that looked weird. I turned to EP, I'm like, "What's with his face?" And he's like, "I don't know, it looks weird." And then I love how when they brought Superman back from the dead in that movie. Did you see Justice League?
Yeah. No, I have not, but I
Oh,
know. I've watched the reviews.
they bring him back from the dead, and he turns into like Christopher Reeve's Superman. Legit. They even do things that remind you of him, and they play the Superman theme from the old movies.
That's
Like,
what I like to see. John Williams.
freaking genius.
What a man! What a man! What a man!
I love John Williams. He's a genius.
I love John. Even though like he's stolen half his music, he's still good.
Well, what great anything hasn't stolen from somebody else
Like
creatively?
honestly, if you like listen to some classical music, you'll start realizing, oh my God, John Williams stole this to make the Star Wars soundtrack and stuff.
Oh
Like if you
yeah.
listen like to like the yeah.
There's a song, I forget what it's called. I forget who the composer is, but it's called like Mars, like the god
Oh,
of
the
war.
planets, yeah, the planets, yeah. It's Mars, Jupiter, like it's like all the planets, like
So
they all have like their own theme.
and
Yeah,
he references to them in Star Wars in every single song. There's like a motif from one of those.
yeah.
I don't get too bent up about it. I don't really care.
I don't. I still love. I still love.
It doesn't make the work any less good considering the films and how it impacts the films and the story and how it feels within the story.
I'm.
So
I'm just gonna say it. One wasn't a very good Star Wars movie. John Williams didn't do the score.
I actually the score is probably the best thing about Rogue One.
The theme, the overarching theme, like I actually really like in Rogue One.
It's you know what it is? It's the original Star Wars
What?
theme, but that he played with the notes and the scales in it. That's smart. That's very smart.
Oh,
So musically, your brain would go, "Oh, I think that's Star Wars." Yeah, because it's recognizable enough. The chord progression is similar enough to make you go, "I think that's Star Wars," or "That sounds like Star Wars to me." I will. I
like
go on. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
I do not want any more anthology Star Wars films.
You not excited for the Han Solo standalone film? Where he
No,
meets Jabba the Hutt's
not.
grandpa and he hangs out with all these iconic characters. I can't wait.
Have you seen the Red Letter Media video, like where they predict like the plot of
The
the Han Solo
Rich
film?
nailed it. Rich nailed it.
He nailed it.
It's gonna
I
happen.
bet that's exactly what the movie's gonna be. I'm I'm not gonna Brady. I don't think I can handle that if that's what the movie actually
I
is.
want to
I
see it for
honestly want to
cynicism
see it.
reasons. Want to make fun of it.
Honestly, I just want Star Wars Land that Disney were to open. I want to go to that because if you like half most of the attractions there are gonna be virtual reality.
Yeah, I just got a new
Yeah.
subscriber. Hi, King of Roblox.
Hello, King of
Welcome.
Roblox. Welcome. I'm your co-host. You've been on here once.
Hasha for Jubs.
I like to complain about new Star Wars movies.
Who doesn't complain about Star Wars? Oh my gosh. 5 more views, guys, and will we be at the 5K views and I might do a video celebrating? Yay.
Let's get up to 100 subscribers by the end of the
By the
year.
end of the night, let's hit 20,000 subscribers. Can we do that, everybody? All 4 people?
Brady, Brady, I've also, there's also other events. How do you feel about this Suicide Forest situation?
Oh, you want to hear my take on that? I almost made a video
Yeah.
because it was so popular. Everyone was like, well, here's my 2 cents about this. I'm like, I don't care your 2 cents. There were only a few people I actually cared to hear about what they had to say. Um,
Did you hear like that YouTube like shutting down videos like talking badly about Logan Paul?
that's shady. I will say this about it. Logan Paul is a scumbag. I've known it from the start, and I had a feeling that he was worse than his brother. Now, for the record, I think Jake is better. I don't like either of them, but if I had to choose two poisons, I think Jake's better because he is shameless. He knows what he is. He knows that 12-year-olds watch him and ask their mother to buy his merch. He knows that. He's shameless. He's so lazy, his fans are called Paulers. He doesn't care. He's shameless. His brother puts on the ruse, pretends that he has some dignity. That makes it worse to me. You know what I mean? If
Yeah, I
someone,
know what you're saying.
with what is it? With for example, like someone like I don't know. Give me so. If Jake Paul's like Trump, he's in your face. It's obvious this guy's a scumbag. He's not hiding anything. He's shameless, right? It would be like, say, Logan is like Mike Pence. Pence hasn't done anything wrong, but what if he did something crazy out of nowhere? It's because we thought he was normal. That's the deceiving. We thought he was decent was the deceiving. That's how I feel about it. Another thing that bothers me about this whole situation is that well, there's a lot of things. He. I might take my hat off for this. My ears are starting to hurt.
Okay, take that hat off, boy.
Oh, that's way better. Why did I have that hat on? Okay. Um. So Logan is a genius because he understands the YouTube algorithm. Obviously, he's rich. So he says, "Hey, everybody, I'm not gonna." At the beginning of the Suicide Forest video, he says, "I'm not going to run ads on this video. I think that's unethical. So this video might be a little because this video is a little non-advertiser friendly. I won't run ads on this. This is some dark subject matter." And um, he does that. He doesn't run ads on the video. And here's the thing. So he causes all this controversy, which he should have known was going to happen. I think people give him too much credit being oblivious. I think he knew. Then on the apology video, he runs ads. So all the haters come to his video to see what his argument is. And he's raking it in for the poor Japanese man in the forest. It's just so slimy. Now, he has said publicly that, hey, I gave all the money to charity and I didn't keep it. Whatever. He said he gave it to some.
What bothers me the most is that in YouTube's response, they said like that they're not gonna let videos like this get passed anymore. But if I've learned one thing from YouTube's trending tab, I know like that they put the videos that they like on there.
Yes.
So they saw that video, they reviewed that video, they thought it was okay and put it on there, but now after all this backlash, they're acting like that it's a big deal. Now they're at like YouTube like the company in general has become so shady. Like I don't even know like what's going on
Yeah,
here.
I would like to talk to somebody at Google and see if they can crack down on YouTube. Because if Daddy gets involved,
They're like
it could go
well,
south
that's
for
the
them.
thing. I feel like it's Google like that's having them like stay quiet about the entire
You think
situation.
it's Daddy's issue, not the kid's issue? You think the
I mean,
dad's the
think
bad guy?
about it. Like
It
all
makes
these
sense.
demonetization issues, like YouTube doesn't say a single thing. Like all these creators complaining, like, and not to mention like that, like they're barely like taking any actions against Logan Paul so far because of all guy says the N word once and he gets his YouTube red
Yeah,
check
you know
and
what's
he gets
crazy?
banned.
Somebody who has a lot of subscribers too has said the M word. Many have, and they don't get affected at all. iDubbbz, for
That's
example,
well
my
that
hero. I love
well that's
iDubbbz. Great
honestly
guy.
because there's no newspaper article, there's no newspaper places writing stories about how Idub says the N word.
Yeah, that's true. That bothered me that the Wall Street Journal guy took jokes out of context. He's like, well, he's a Nazi, guys. He is a Nazi, and there's nothing we can do about it. He's a Nazi. You guys better pull all your ads from YouTube and ruin a bunch of people's lives. That seems like the right thing to do, guys. Instead of looking into this
Like
more, just ruin some
like
lives.
YouTube is like just become so like systematically like it needs to be like completely revamped honestly, like from the ground up. Like something with it has just like made like it barely functions.
I would say this: step one, weed them out. Weed out the content creators you know are going to be a pain legally and cause issue for YouTube, and put YouTube on blast. Weed them out. So the Paul brothers, weed them out. They're off the site. Done. Okay. Anybody who has a rep like that, weed them out. Unless they have some appeal system that actually is responsive. Revamp the copyright system. Make it easier to get claims off your videos. That should be something that would be very, very good. Stop the adpocalypse. That's another thing to add to their to-do list. Fix the algorithm again. Stop view bots. That's one thing that I have had trouble with. Stop view bots. You know? Do you know what
Yeah.
the view bot problem is? Have you dealt with it?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Okay.
Have you also noticed like that it only seems like to be the trending tab in the United States that like YouTube like meddles with? Like I feel like in other countries like it's actually like trending videos like but for some reason like here it's like just like the talk show videos and like whatever like YouTube puts on there.
Oh yeah, no. We all know for a fact they have a deal with NBC and Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon's like, hey friend,
Jimmy Fallon.
can you put me on trending? Okay, thanks. It just
Oh my god,
happens.
have you seen that have you seen that video of that one guy? I forget his name. He makes like those 30-second clips and it's just like him recording himself like doing like these little skits.
Oh my god, it sounds terrible. I'm in.
No, it's like really funny. He gets like millions of views like on these like he recently did one with YouTube and it's so funny. It's just because like sometimes like his videos like will get like on the trending tab and apparently like a lot of his videos have been getting demonetized and it's just so fun. Like he like
Oh, I'm gonna so
I
steal from him. Sorry. What I think's funny is it says Jingy Crafter's humble about it. I'm gonna yoink some stuff from this douchebag. He's got a diamond in his chest. He didn't even hide it. He didn't even hide it.
why are you stealing from this boy?
Hey, you know what I'm stealing? You can see it on the stream. I'm stealing his sand. A 64 stack of sand.
I'm
Okay?
gonna have to whoop you.
Don't whoop me, dude. I have to finish my farm. I need glass. I didn't steal his glass. Okay, so I'll have to
It's
burn crap.
10:15.
What do you mean?
Ripperoo. It's 10:15, bruh.
Time to get lit, guys. It's 10:15.
I'm gonna have to leave you soon.
Oh, that's fine. We're winding down anyway. I'm just doing it
It
for
was.
runtime.
I hope you do more streams like this. This was a fun
Yeah, it
experience.
was fun, and I'd like to have you on the weekly sometime. I really think we've
I'm
got
not
a lot
sure
to
what I'll be able
cover.
to talk about though on the weekly though. I mean, I've already talked myself out about Star Wars.
Trust me, there's always more. Also, if you're bored at some point, please listen to last week's because it isn't growing at all, and it kind of worries me.
I've already I listened to them right when they come out.
Okay, so you've already listened to it. I take it.
Yeah, I've already listened to
I
it.
loved that episode, by the way, because you
Oh
know,
yeah, it's a really good
for
one.
a while we were kind of trying to be PC and trying to appeal more massly, and then
Don't be PC.
something in
Make your own content.
the video, well, something in that podcast, we just overstepped the line, and I'm so glad that line was stepped. EP pulled me over the line, and we were just dumb, and it was fun, and it was
Have
harmless.
you? I just like realized this a few days ago, but have you heard like that filthy? Filthy Frank quit.
I talked about that in the podcast. I'm very upset. I love
Like
him.
I don't think like I heard that, but like I just realized that. Like I just like I thought someone like, made a joke because I heard someone say, "Yeah, it's been pretty bad since Filthy Frank quit." Why did he quit? Like I feel like he's like to pursue his music career, but
Well,
I don't think
did
he's
you
like
hear
one
my
of the
theory in
popular
the
people.
podcast?
I forget. I forget. I think it was like
Maybe he is leaving YouTube for comedy. But what if he's playing everybody? What if Joji is so intelligent that he's going, you know what, guys? I'm quitting. This is it. See ya. Never gonna be Frank or those characters again. Cut to him at say an award show like the MTV Awards, and Papa Frankie goes out and accepts an award. He's like, well, I'd like to thank everybody for this award. I hate all of
but
you.
like it's just like so weird because like just like a month ago, like he released like an entire book like about like his series and like
Well,
all
it's
like the
not. It's
lore and
all
stuff.
speculative. It's a joke because there's no definitive lore. The fan base has talked about that. They're like, nothing's really true, and the book conflicts with the videos, so it's kind of a
I
joke
know,
in
but that's
itself.
like the fun. But it's like he's just gonna release an entire book and then just stop doing it. I mean,
I think that was his plan. I really do. I was like, he's like, I'm gonna make a book, and
honestly,
then
I
poof.
think he's smart, but that doesn't stop me from being disappointed that it's over.
Yeah, I do think that there will be a comeback. I personally do because he's smart enough. Because I really do love Joji. I think he's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's breaking into the mainstream, and I feel like once he does that, he's gonna play the character of Frank again or Pink Guy. He's going to. I just feel like he'll miss it
Honestly,
somehow. I feel like he'll
honestly,
slip back into it.
I feel like he was like I feel he's like one of the pioneers of like that type of comedy like on YouTube like that crude like
But
he like was one of like the first people to start doing that type of stuff.
yeah, hello, Mr. Virals TV. Can you sub? Okay, thanks. Um, I really love that. Yeah, I will say Frank was the pioneer for edgy humor and gave it a place on YouTube. Now his fan base may have been toxic at first, but at least he gave videos that were again a little weirder and a little more racy
But they
a
work. Like
place.
that's like what it's like experimentative. Like it works on the platform. Like it's not your basic like cuz think about like what like was coming out like when like his videos first started coming out like god Minecraft was huge at the
Yeah, prank
time.
videos and
Yeah. And then we have some guy like Filthy Frank just come in here like and make these offensive
what was funny is
like
thank God because EP introduced me to the Frank and thank God because he got me in on the joke immediately. He's like, this guy doesn't mean any of this. It's all a joke. And once you understand that framing device that he's just an idiot, not really, it's pretty funny. And one thing I watched a documentary that a video essay that I forget what channel it was. I keep blanking on their name because they were so pissed about making it. And I thought it was the funniest thing. Um, but they did some company did a oh Jarrett's here did a video documentary about him like video essay, and they talked about how the fans said the lore kind of validates Frank. Because if not, oh, he's making crude, dumb jokes, he's having rants. The lore gives it a frame, makes it seem smarter than it is. And I love that. I love that he can do that.
yeah, like honestly, he was like one of the first people like to make character based like skits like where like it's not them, it's like like once like
Completely
you like
someone
do
different.
something like once like you do like something like that, honestly like you're like free like to play any character you want. Like if you like can separate yourself like from the character you play, then you can like make like the crudest jokes you want because
Yeah, and part of
that's
me
how
has wanted
comedy
to do something
works.
like that for such a long time. Like, I feel like I'm on the, like, YouTube channel wise, I'm on the cusp of doing more experimental stuff. I'm just held back by my resources right now.
Honestly, like there's like a part of me like the entire you know how I used to actually have spare time to make those comics and crap.
Yeah, no, I was gonna actually before you get on the podcast, I suggest since I'm gonna promote you, you gotta get on
Yeah, I
that,
want to
bruh.
get back into that, but like the hardest part I like my own father's like talked talked about like trying like to make merchandise and stuff. Like the hardest thing for me is just like he's saying, if we're gonna do this, we need like for people like to like stop calling you Hosh Jubs because like that's gonna become like a character like, and it's not gonna be you because like if you say something like in a comic like that offends people and like it's your
Ooh.
character and like
Ooh.
they think like it's you could like offend some you because like he like went to law school and stuff. He's like you could offend somebody and they could potentially sue you because of that. So I love being called Hosh Jobs. Like that's my nickname. So it's just like I have like to separate like myself from the character.
If
So
I were you, do the classic. Don't do the vlogger approach, which is all my comics are jokes. The jokes. I never mean to say anything about society. Do this.
but
Make it
that's the thing
clear.
too.
Make it clear that it is a hyperbolistic version of you. It is your it's in your psyche. It's your id, and it's your id on crack. It's not you.
Oh yeah, I mean the entire plot of the comic lines is that most of it is just racial stereotypes of countries. Like that's the main
Right, and it's also
thing.
got
Like the
my favorite thing about it is when you do satire. You do satire so well. Really, like when you say something witty within your comics. I remember one day when I went on your Instagram and read all of them, and I was losing it at some of them. And what's cool too is I saw progression. I saw you get better with your editing tools, and
yeah,
it looked
like
better, and the
Christmas
comedy was better.
Christmas 2016, Christmas 2016, like my father like actually bought me like a vector art program, and like that's what I use to
That's
like make
awesome
the
that your dad
comics, and
was
like
giving you resources like that, because
yeah.
mine would if you had money.
But it's just like so like this vector program allows me like to have like I have like a full character sheet like with every all like I have to do is just like copy and paste the panels and like the characters now so I could like honestly pump these out easily. But what stops me is that I want to make sure I'm providing good content. Like I just don't like want to pump out anything. Like I want to make sure
Ooh,
like that the
that's
jokes
something I
make
struggle
sense
with a lot, actually.
and like honestly I enjoy like having like the 250 followers I have, but like considering like that 90% of them like are from my school, I feel like that I can't be like as like open like as I want like with the jokes, because like how many people like from a high school level like are gonna understand like some of like the jokes and stuff, or like it's just I don't know, it's hard to get it to express.
No, I totally understand because I feel like that happens to me too. I've been having trouble bringing my worlds together, as in how can I incorporate what I've done on stage or what I do with music into my video making,
Mm-hmm.
and how can I enhance my video making, and how I've also been looking at how can I improve my comedy and my timing because I felt like I was better on my toes originally. I thought I comedically was better on my toes, and I'm getting
Oh yeah.
a little rusty, and that's okay. I don't mind being a little rusty. It just it just bothers me that I feel held back. And a part of the reason is that I might go into this another time in a more serious video, but like for about like break, probably a whole Christmas break, I was going through a
Mm-hmm.
hard identity crisis. Bad.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
Bad. And a lot of it was because you'll understand when you're older, but like when you hit your senior year of high school, you look around and you go, everything I know and love is slipping through my fingers, and I can't get
Oh, I
any.
feel that every
I
day.
can't.
Like it's like the idea like that everything's like about to change because like you're about like to go to like the college and
Right,
stuff
it's
like
creepy.
that.
In my mind, it's like I can't. A lot of people be like, "Well, I'm counting the days," and I'm going, "Me too," because I can't get them back. And there's something
Oh, I
depressing
know.
about that. I can't get them back, no matter what I do.
Like I only have like a year until like I graduate high school, and then I'm gonna
And for
be.
the record, it's once you accept that fact, it's not that scary anymore. Because I've been telling people it's freaky to think that I have no control. Well, I have some control, but it's freaky to think that I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really comforting that I don't know what's going to happen in a weird way because there's so much ahead of me that could be positive, and I have not experienced it yet, but I will. And there's something
Like
heartwarming about
more
that.
like I want like I get what you're saying, but like something like I want to do like I want to make something that can like in some ways support me in case like my plans like for college like don't work out
Amen.
or
That's what
something.
YouTube was originally going to be. Don't have anybody archive that. Whoever's watching this, forget I just said that. But that's one of the arguments I've always used. My folks go, "Why do you still make videos?" I go, "I need a backup. I need
That's
another
like why
source of
I like
income."
make my comics. Like I want to like progress it and like grow a fan base like so I can like have merchant like have a like honestly I've thought about trying like to get animation software like and actually making like animated episodes of my comics.
And I think that could work comedically. Pardon me, because
Like
I know you're a good
honestly,
writer.
I've even written scripts like I just like haven't like I've like literally like written scripts like using my comic characters like to make picture books about like one of them like I made like I had like the idea for like it's like a picture book like it looks like a normal one like for kids talking about the adventures of Christopher Columbus, but then like halfway through it it starts to get really serious and it talks about the real Christopher Columbus and how like he actually killed so many people. They seem like normal and like I was like thinking about like I could do this and like self-publish it on Amazon or something. Do like something like so I have like something to show for like when I like move on.
Oh, great. They're postponing Storybook.
They are?
I think so.
When?
Oh, dang it.
God, yeah, have you heard about that blizzard? That's gonna be insane.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. You guys are supposed to get it worse than we are. I guess
We're
it's a
gonna
big
get like
deal.
I've heard like we're gonna get like 12 inches or something.
It's changed. The numbers changed, but I'm starting to feel bad about it because if they're moving Storybook, which I was extremely looking forward to, um,
Oh god, I hope they don't move it the next weekend. I'm not gonna be able to do it. We have solo and ensemble for our band next
they're
Saturday.
moving it to the 27th, which is far away.
Oh, the 27th. That's 2 weeks away.
Dang it. Okay, whatever. I will post on. Oh wait, I want to touch base. If we are at level 2 at 7 a.m., we will. It hasn't happened yet. We will postpone. So it depends on how severe the weather is. I'll post on Facebook
Level
page if
two.
you.
What is that like? Some like Indiana thing?
It must be. It must be some weather garb that I don't understand. Anyway, back to
Yeah,
my.
like I don't know like what level two means. We like
I don't know what it means either. Back to my identity crisis.
yeah.
So
Tell me more about
this is
that.
gonna get deep, but I
Get deep with
started.
me, Brady.
I,
Get deep with
I
me.
noticed that first semester this happened a lot too. I was very sad a lot, and I guess I needed a way to rationalize that and direct it somewhere. So I directed it inward, and I kept thinking, "You're such a has been." I started having this has been complex. I was like, I started telling myself, "You really think you're Brady Day?" I was like, you're some idiot who's trying to be Brady Day. You're not even close." You know what I mean? And this negative
Yeah, I
like
get that.
conscious in my head was like, "You don't even understand," and like I got really upset, and I kept thinking about the people I care about need me to be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it
I
really
totally get
it
that.
really upset me. And then I realized, because I knew, I was changing. It's a stressful time and stuff. And I started thinking about it again. And over time, I kind of found myself. It took some time, but I'm back.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily the same. That's okay, because I'm one of those people, and it's probably because of how I'm wired and what I've grown up watching. Because when I started watching Doctor Who, I always was the idiot who would kind of follow whatever trend or whatever phase the Doctor was in, kind of vaguely. And I kind of kept true to that for a very long time. But oh wow, 100 YouTube subs. Con- Congratulations. If I've learned anything from hearing sub counts from people, I will surpass them eventually. Ben bragged about his 65. I'm almost at 80. Okay,
I
100 ain't
believe in you.
100 ain't nothing. I'm not intimidated by 100 subs. I'm not intimidated by a million subs. It's just a number.
And it's just like that. And it's like the idea that like it's like the idea that everyone has like you want to be something like everyone like wants to like do famous for
Yeah,
something because
yeah,
that's everyone's I mean, like if you're living in the United States of America, where you can literally become rich and famous if you try hard enough, it's everyone's dream to do something or make something that like
yeah.
pushes them forward.
Well, what was I gonna say? It was called. Oh, not. Oh, Jared's actually helping me. Never mind. Um, I. And ever since I was little, I've had a complex. Like I knew somehow I was gonna be famous, and I didn't know how or why. And then all these pieces started falling together and making more sense. But back to the identity crisis thing. So I'm a type of person where I'll reinvent myself slightly every once in a while. Change, and that's okay. People always change. It's just I'm more conscious of that change.
Yeah,
So I see it as a new beginning because what I did is I was thinking if I were am I trying to if I'm trying to be Brady Day again, where would I go to find what was the essence of who I was? It's like how do I find that again? And there were a few contributing factors to that. One of the things I did, I started reading old things I had written. I started I watched Aladdin Jr. I I dug in my history. I brought things back so I could remember all I've done because that really does help if you're ever upset too. To just kind of look at all your achievements for a second and go, maybe I am worth something. So it was kind of like that. I just was digging up all this stuff about me. And then what really set it into motion was I've always been enamored with how English names have a meaning in most cases. Translated
oh
either into
yeah,
Gaelic or other languages, they have a meaning. And I was always confused because Braden, my first name, my actual first name, means broad, and I've never understood that. I'm like, there's nothing about me that's broad. I'm 5'5", 113 pounds. So I looked up what Brady meant, and the meaning is completely different. And it means
mm,
spirited. And I went, hey, that kind of sounds like me when I was all energetic. Cause I kind of always made it my life goal to make people happy and entertain.
oh
I've
yeah,
just
of
always
course, that's
loved
my
that.
goal too. I feel like what's the point of living life if you're not gonna try like to make other people's lives more enjoyable?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what everyone should try to do.
Um, and that triggered that mission again. And then I realized what my last name meant. I was like, well, day. Well, day is the opposite of night, and day in its simplest form means light. So my name it means spirited light, and I'm like, that's pretty epic. My parents didn't even know me, and the name kind of fits. So I was like, okay, I'm spirited light. Let's go. And I was just pumped from then on.
And then that's when you realized you were the second coming of Jesus.
I was the third coming of Brady. Yeah. So I was ready, and I've been good ever since. Since school started back up, I've been feeling pretty great. I had one of the best days I've had in a long time today.
Well, that's great.
So yeah, I'm okay now, but it doesn't mean I won't be sad ever again. But
Well, that's okay. Everyone's sad every once in a while.
but for me, it's like long period. I'm concerned if it has something to do with my mental health. I might look into that when I'm older. But
Nah, everyone gets it because like it's. I think it's like the fear of failure.
for me, it's not because
Is that not it for you? It's like
that's well.
what's
If we go into the psyche of Braden Day, Brady Day and Braden Day are different people. Braden Day is very scared all the time, but that's beside the point. Because when I was really young, I used to be terrified. I was a hypochondriac. I was very scared constantly, and it consumed me, and it was a waste of energy, and it made me feel like such a nuisance and a waste of time. And then when I got older and grew out of that, I realized how foolish that was. And then in retrospect, I realized how foolish fear has kind of become for me now. I'm like, it doesn't really help me at all. So it wasn't really fear of failure. Failure. It's almost if it was failure, it was not just failure to myself, but failure to the people I care about and the future. That was one thing that terrified me. Like, if I can't be myself now, like a good version of myself, what will I become in the future? There's something to me that was kind of chilling. That if I can't be myself now, who will I be later? So,
Yeah, I mean everyone like wants to be like themselves. Like he like wants to be told like that they can't like act the way they want to like or be the person they want to like. That's like what half the musical plot lines are about.
yeah, being yourself.
A guy
I guess it
wanting to
was,
be himself, but he,
but a lot of that whole like identity crisis also was. I always lately I felt really drained and tired, and bitter and cynical. And I'm like Brady Day isn't cynical. He isn't bitter. He's passionate. He's happy. You know what I mean? I miss that fire I had when I was younger. I was like, that's what it was. It's like a fire, and it's like somehow it just doused out, and I was like, I gotta reignite it. I gotta get the engine going again, and I did.
honestly, what I feel like it is after hearing what you have to say, you want to know what I think it is?
What?
I feel like it. I feel like you're experiencing the drag of real life, like
Yeah.
the fact like that people work like boring day-to-day jobs that are exactly the same. They work long hours, like so they don't have time to do what they really want. Like, so like they always feel like like completely worked out. Like
Yeah. I can kind of
like they
understand
don't
that.
feel like themselves anymore. It's kind of like a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I called it that. I called it a mid-teen life crisis. It was like stopping in the middle of my life and looking back and seeing what have I accomplished and is it any good?
Yeah.
That was kind of more part of the question too. What have I accomplished and is it any good? And is what I'm longing for, is that passion positive? Is it going to make me a better person? Was another question I had. Is like, is that longing good? Is that something I should want? So yeah, it was a lot of
I mean, I think it is something you should want because like that's what's gonna push you forward, like to do the stuff you want to do.
right. I don't know, and a lot of it too. I also think is I've become very isolated,
Mm,
which is okay, really. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt any less. But it's like I'm connected to so many people that I can't be too close to too many without pulling away from
mm-hmm.
somebody else. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, I get that.
And you probably understand because I can tell by your personality that you definitely can jump around through different friend groups, and not you obviously
Honestly,
will worry about what they think because friends and stuff. But like, is Jared helping me? What the?
what?
He's making glass for me. He's not even building a house. He's just digging up sand and putting it in my ovens. It's like he knows what I'm doing. Thanks.
What a good help.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Crap. See?
We were talking about friend groups and how you feel like
Oh,
if you jump onto another friend group, you're gonna leave some behind or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can tell you're a lot like me in that way because I have friends from a lot of different areas in my life, and it's hard to give them all attention.
Honestly, the saddest part for me, being in high school, the saddest part is definitely the end of the year and like the end of summer because there's so many people that you enjoy and that you're friends with,
Yeah.
but and this is gonna be a problem for me like when I graduate, but but they're just gonna have to leave and like it's a fact of life. Like they're not gonna be able to barely talk to you anymore because they're gone living their lives now. It's like something that they never really prepare you for like in school is like the idea of like your friends like in a few months are just gonna be gone and you're just gonna like eventually be by yourself going to like some place like on the other side of the country.
Right, and that's why I had to be more comfortable with the idea of myself, because that's something I
Yeah.
can. They I forget who said it. One of my favorite I think speakers said, "Get to like yourself. You're going to be spending a lot of time with them." So
That's a good quote.
it's going to help in the long run if you if you have a good outlook on yourself and positive self-esteem.
And it's just like no one wants like to leave their friends behind, but it's just a fact of life,
Right.
honestly.
And to me, it's heartbreaking, but I'm starting to accept that fact.
The problem with me right now is that I can't accept that fact. That's what's going on with me
That's
right
okay.
now. Like
That's okay.
I don't want
You
people to
don't really
leave.
ever have to. That's the sad part. Is you don't really ever have to. It's just gonna be more comfortable if you come to terms with it. You don't necessarily have to accept it. You just have to then make a scene like that. You know what I mean?
Bruh, I'm already gonna be sobbing like an idiot. I don't know what to do.
What the?
Bruh.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have any. Oh, one thing I know is gonna be sad. I want to tell you this now because I know it's gonna be heartbreaking. When I leave stage one,
What?
when I leave stage one, that's gonna be. I can't even speak much about that. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm just saying, for the
Yeah,
sake of
but
talk about a death in the family,
I know, right?
and I
That's the problem. Like when you have a youth group like that, I mean, people gotta leave at some point.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna have a little speech now. When I was 11 years old,
Give me your speech, Brady. Give me your
when I was
speech.
11 years old, I joined Richmond Civic Theater. I joined stage one in a show called Mulan Junior, and I've been acting there
Mulan
ever
Jr.
since. Yep, been acting there ever since. And through that, I've grown a lot, not just as a performer, but as a person.
Yeah.
And they've provided me with a safety net. Now, that's kind of changed a little bit as I've gotten older. But initially, in my prime there, because I'm an aging off-city actor, so I can say I had a prime. In my prime there, I was given a safety net
Mhm.
where I felt like I belonged, and I felt like I had a place there, and I feel like I still do. And that's what I don't get is that these what's funny is this has happened more recently. When I was really young, I used to think I mattered and I was something there. Now that I don't care about it, I have like a rep, which I think is funny. I have this rep. So yeah. So I've been telling people that if anything happens in my last show, any people drama, and anybody does something to somebody I care about in my last show, they better freaking look out, cause it's
Yeah,
it.
you better.
It's it's it. What are they gonna do? Kick me out of the program? I'm gonna graduate anyway. And
I'm already gone.
and if I was gonna get mad over something, Ryan would probably agree with me on it. So
Ryan Straw. Ryan Swool.
Ryan straws. Ryan's grasping at straws. I love
He's
Ryan
grasping
Shaw.
at straws at what to do about the Storybook Cafe situation.
Yeah, God, I really want to go to Storybook. I miss everybody. It
Yeah,
would
I
be a
really want to
blast.
go to Storybook. I haven't seen a lot of people in a long time.
It'd be a blast, Aroni.
Oh man, there's there's something I wanted to say about stage one, but I've forgotten it.
What, are you gonna have a
Um,
similar speech? Was it gonna be as touching about how it was a safety net for you and you felt
I'm
fine?
not sure if it was a speech, but it was something. It's just like stage one is such a special thing. It's such a special place. There's not many places like it. Oh,
And
and I remember what I was gonna say. Like I haven't been in a show at in RCT for a year since Aladdin Jr. And my mom knows somebody who's in the cast for Tarzan. And apparently, people in the cast of Tarzan were talking about me. Like,
you have a rep,
guys,
dude.
I don't. Dude, I have a rep and I've only been like in two shows there.
But
Like I've
that just
barely even
shows how
been.
quick the program's growing and how talented you are. It's true.
Wow,
And,
thank you.
and one thing that I've been trying so hard to get taken care of for my channel and for archival reasons. And I'll
Mhm.
work on it more when I go to school. But my cousin who filmed Three Girls a Debbie and a Nerd, I've been working with him to get the file so I can upload it to YouTube because it won't be copyright
Oh,
claim because it's all
you
mine.
filmed it?
It's all mine. Yeah, I filmed it. I didn't want it to go. It's my creation, man.
Oh, I just got a text from Ryan Shaw.
Was it about Storybook?
Yep.
Yeah, I called it.
Man, that's gonna be a mess. Like, if since it's like a pre-order ticket thing, that's gonna be a mess.
I hope nothing happens like that. I don't want to deal with that.
Hey Brady, have you seen my house? I'm not done with the roof yet, but
Oh, it looks fan freaking tastic. I was just trying to get a utilitarian house just so I can work on other stuff. Like I want to
oh
explore a
yeah.
lot in this world. Just kind of use this lake as a hub because it connects to all these rivers around. So
But like the thing that I like about RCT and like such a close knit community is that everyone talks about each other, but like in like a good way. Like I'll
I've
be like
heard it
playing
both
like
ways. I've heard it both
uh,
ways.
there's a handful of certain people.
There's a blacklist. I like to think of them as.
A blacklist. Yes, there's a blacklist, but besides that, like even like the main stage and like the stage one people like are connected like in some way, like so they talk about one another. We're like a close knit. Like even like if like we don't know each other personally, like you still like know these people's names who are like regulars there. It's like Cheers.
Yeah,
Everybody knows your name.
it didn't used to be that way, by the way.
It's like it's really grown in the past couple years.
Stage one,
I feel like
ever
it's like
since Ryan
I
got in charge, Stage one has grown so much, and I've been blessed to be a part of that to see that growth. Because I was there before, not very long, but I was there before, and to see the changes he's made and how they're positively affecting everything is very cool.
I feel like that right now, RCT is like a bit like at a bit of stagnation. Like I honestly haven't seen like a show there this season because like the shows like aren't really interesting me that
I
much.
trust me, we've talked about it. It's just kind of at a point where the board is trying to be more experimental while playing it safe, and it causes a lot of mistakes.
I mean, isn't that like what I feel like that's like what the Visionary group was for though for those
Experimental
more
stuff,
experiment.
they're just
Yeah.
trying to be more creative in general, and I just feel like it could backfire.
Honestly, if if anything like had to play it safe, I would honestly have main stage playing it safe because that brings in the most money
Yeah,
out of
well,
it.
that's what I want to talk about because main stage definitely needs to bring back some people because their numbers. I know a
Hmm.
guy. Actually, my mother's on the board for stage one. She's the
Hmm.
fundraiser lady, so she looks at numbers a lot, and I look at numbers a lot because as a film guy, I like to see what the show's gross and how much they spent and comparatively to that. And I'm taking an accounting class, so I speak the jargon for that. I can read spreadsheets about money,
Yeah.
and I looked and I was told this, and I didn't believe it at first. But they said that for a while now, Aladdin was the tipping point. Stage one had been building for a long time, revenue wise, and Aladdin was the tipping point. And they say ever since then, Aladdin, pardon me. Stage one shows have financially, almost every time, not every time, there have been outliers, of course, but the big names have outsold main stage and made more of a profit because the rights are cheaper and putting on the
Oh
show is
yeah. I mean, of
cheaper.
course.
So
Like
they made,
stage
but
one.
it's not just a profit. It's just asinine comparatively to the other one, and it's not because of the rights. It's just because they sold. So stage
It's
one is
just like
outselling main stage. They're getting beat.
the 2016 like the 2017 main stage season like was just so strong. Like they had Mary Poppins,
I
the
loved
Aladdin
that season. That was
family.
a fun season.
But now like we have stuff like Peter and the Starcatcher and like
I was
like
involved with
these
Peter.
shows.
It was very strange.
Like I didn't see. It's just like and like I said, no press about it. Like I didn't see anything about Peter and the
That's a
Starcatcher until like I like
problem.
had like to hear like from like word of mouth. Like I like literally only heard about it through word of mouth. Like and that was like 2 days like after it had it been performed.
Yeah, that show was a mess. Now, doesn't mean I didn't like the text of the show, and a lot of performances were good. But that show had some issues, to say the least.
Brady, do you know if we actually picked High School Musical for the next season
We
of
didn't.
Stage
We
One
didn't.
Piece.
I can guarantee
See,
you, it was swatted down
God.
pretty fast. Um, I could tell you a few of the season ones.
I know. I've heard like a few of them. I forget what they are
Into the
though.
Woods is going to be a thing,
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
and Outsiders is going to be a thing. It's going to be the fundraiser next year, which I want to be a
Hmm.
part of it really bad because I might not be at school because it's a fundraiser and they can have adult characters and maybe I could play one of the boys because I'm babyface. Um, what was the other thing? Oh, main stage Young Frankenstein, which I know you love because I love the movie so
Oh,
much. The musical of Young Frankenstein, which is still really good.
you know what I was really disappointed to hear?
What?
If anyone from Eton gets a bigger part in Mary Poppins, Ryan's just gonna instantly put him in ensemble for James and the Giant Peach if they try
Now
out.
that's not what he told me today. We talked about it.
Oh,
He
okay.
said he told me today. He said no Fogels, and I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, Brennan wants to be in Poppins at Eton, and I know we both know. I know he want to be Bert. Who wouldn't want to be Bert? I love Bert. He's a great character. Does he want to be Bert?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Every guy who signed up has signed up for Bert.
Well,
I'm
somebody's
the
got to be
only
Robertson. I.
I'm the only male who signed up for Mr. Banks besides like one other person.
Mr. Banks is a fun character too, because he goes through a
Dude,
huge change.
there's nothing I want more than to be Mr. Banks. That's such a fun part.
And what's cool too is I know you're not super strong vocally. You could speak it. You don't have to sing his song.
Oh no,
He never
that's
really
funny.
has to sing.
Did you see Susical?
No, I didn't see Susical.
I can sing tenor and baritone parts like really well.
Then do it. He's cake.
I've just
He's the
I've just like
easiest part.
I've just like at stage one, like I've never like gotten like the opportunity to sing at all because of the roles I've gotten, but I can honestly sing pretty okay. But it's
Good.
just like I always like to sing like a lot more in Susical, but it's just like honestly I don't even think I sing that well, but like I have like people like coming up to me and telling me that I was like one of the best singers up there. I was like,
That is
what
awesome.
are you talking about?
Well, from what I heard, that wasn't a high competition necessarily.
People did try their best. I don't like to take credit for stuff because everyone tries their best in those shows. It's probably nice to make fun of them.
No, I. It's just all I have to say is I am very cynical about high school productions, regardless of who does them. So I'm not trying to offend you or the people that act at your school. Lots of them are very
Yeah.
talented. It's just material you guys have to work with is never good, and that's one of my
Hmm.
biggest problems. That's why I think giving you
I'm
guys
honestly so
Poppins
surprised.
is very
I'm
good.
so surprised that we got Poppins.
I think that's very beneficial for you guys.
We're gonna probably bring in so much. Like we got so much money from Susical last year. We're probably gonna bring in so much from Poppins.
I'm excited. I really am because I want to see what you guys are gonna do with it.
But yeah, that's what Ross said that Ryan said, but I guess Ross was wrong.
Ross is Ross. He's gonna exaggerate whatever Ryan said. Ryan basically
I
said that since Brennan isn't trying out, that cuts a strong male out, so it's going to make it more complicated. And then he said that he doesn't know where to place Ross. That's why Ross is the one who's being all crappy, because he doesn't fit anywhere. Me and Ryan talked about this even before, toward the end of last season. He goes with James. He goes, I have no idea where to put Ross. I think we talked about this during summer camp actually. He's I just don't know. He goes, there's nowhere that really makes sense for him. And he goes, and it puts him at a disadvantage because I know he wants to have a good part in the show. He goes, nothing just makes sense. And Ryan's right to have that opinion because I can't think of a lot of characters he could play. But I do know in this show the ensemble's got to be freaking good. They got to be amazing. They have to carry
I'm
the
really glad
the
that's
show.
wrong though, because I was honestly thinking about not trying out for James because I was like, wow, I'm not gonna try out if I'm just gonna be putting on stuff.
The ensemble's got to carry the show, my friend.
Because I want to be Earthworm because I'm already practically blind.
Oh, yeah, you'd be hilarious as Earthworm.
Plus, he gets to sing a lot more. I want to try to go for roles that'll allow me to sing more.
And Ryan told me this is confidential, but Ryan told me that the tryouts will be more like Tarzan. Tarzan was more vocal centric, and they read during read throughs. Well, yeah, during callbacks, and I like that. I like it being vocal centric, and focusing on music and what you're going to sound like and how you sound?
Honestly, I prefer it more like when they focus on the acting instead of the singing ability.
Well,
But
for a show like this, there's a lot of hard music.
hmm
They got to know you can sing it before you
oh
read well.
yeah,
You
they
can
gotta know
read
you can
amazing.
sing.
So it's more of a common denominator thing. If you can sing well, they'll work on you as an actor. It doesn't matter. That's how I see it. Any other show, I would say the opposite. They have to read well
I mean,
first.
it's just like the past two RCT shows I've been in, I had no singing parts at all. None.
It's kind of sad considering how many opportunities you had because of how many musicals were around. I guess you just wanted to only do stage one stuff. That's one thing I keep trying to tell people to do is it's okay to branch out and try main
It's just
stage.
like I don't have time like to do main stage shows though. Like unless they're like in the summer or something, like I just don't have time like to
And
schedule
that's
all this
fine.
stuff.
That's fine. I'll commend you for realizing that you're too busy, and I've had to deal with that too. Because I don't want me to do the summer
Like I'm
ones anyway.
I'm really pushing being able to do Poppins and James and the Giant Peach. Like I'm really pushing
Right.
that.
And that's why I'm not in Tarzan. I'd be in Tarzan right now if I didn't have to worry about James. And I also have to worry about
hmm
college auditions, but that's another can of worms. It's another can of worms. I've been practicing a lot of music. I have a voice teacher now. We're
You have a oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
and I sound way better. I wish I could do all my singing roles again, especially ones where I knew I had to sing a lot, like Aladdin or Roberts and I. Oh, that'd be so much fun to do something like that again because I would sound lots better. Not that I didn't sound good, but with some touching up.
Honestly, like sometimes like I feel like I should push myself to try to get bigger roles because like I can like sing like a lot of the stuff. It's just like I'm not like a good dancer at all.
Oh, trust me,
Like
that's
I
always
can
been my problem.
like I can sing like all like the Burt parts I can sing like really well, but like I don't know how to tap dance or anything. Like I don't know how to do all that stuff. So I'm not trying out for that. And like all like the grasshopper parts, I can sing those really well too, like with the accent and everything. But
I don't know if Ryan wants the
I don't know.
accent per se for every character. Like if he wants them all to be English, I don't know if he does.
But I don't want to be too edgy, you know. Gotta stick to those dad roles when you can get it. It's just like what I did like for Susical was like I tried out for Mr. Mayor because no one else tried out. Like I tried to go like for there's like roles like that people like honestly don't freak. Like um when I got the Sultan for Aladdin, no one else was trying out. Like I went like the both audition days, like, and I was the only person who stood up when they called for that role, because no one
The
else
audition
was
process
trying
for
out for
Aladdin was
it.
very strange. I
Yeah, it was very odd.
and I won't say it was bad because obviously I lucked out, but it was a very strange process.
Dang, it's 11:01 already.
No, I wanted to keep you on as long as you could, as long as I could.
When's the next time you want to stream, Brady? I'd be happy to be back on.
Um, it really depends. Saturday night would rock. If I'm free Friday, I would Friday. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I'll be if we're getting it that much snow, we probably won't have our pet band game on Friday. I would love to do it on the weekends when I can stay up and talk more.
Yeah. What was I gonna close with?
Okay, well, thank
Something to
you
say.
for letting me on your great stream today.
Thank you. I lost my train. Oh, hey. Before you go, this is a word of advice. I'll shut
hmm
the stream off as I give you this word of advice.